This woman fired rounds at the front gate of Rihanna's mansion. That, to me, mental health is out the window.
If she wanted to find out whether she was better than Rihanna, all she had to do was check her fucking bank account. That'll tell you the whole 9 yards.
Is she crazy? Is she crazy?
She crazy enough to drive that far, yeah, but then you're not crazy enough to fill up your tank of gas and multiple times to get to California from Florida.
This is WDCS Live Radio, where culture meets conversation. And tonight, we've got a story that sounds something like straight out of a movie. A woman from Florida allegedly drove across the country and opened fire at Rihanna's Los Angeles mansion while Rihanna and A$AP Rocky and their kids were inside the home. Nobody was injured, but the woman is now facing attempted murder charges and possibly life in prison. The big question is, why would someone do something like this? Is this celebrity obsession mental health or something deeper going on in society? This is the DC Stewart Live Radio Show, along with my kinfolk Isaah, and welcome. Glad you're aboard. This is audio only, and we're so happy to be here. The allegations were she drove across country and she opened fire at Rihanna's home. And with all of that said, when you are talking about mental health with this, I'm very sensitive about mental health. We have a lot of issues going on in society, that there are mental health cases that exist in terms of people going through a lot of crisis in their life and a lot of different situations in their life, and people cope to stress differently, handle stress differently. However, in my own personal opinion, if you premeditatedly drive, and I'm going to say she drove, because if you have an assault rifle, allegedly, according to Los Angeles police and the district attorney's office, allegedly, this woman fired rounds at the front gate of Rihanna's mansion. That, to me, mental health is out the window. Isaah, do you think this is a mental health case, or do you think this is just something that somebody needs to go to prison for, something that they did? I find it hard to believe that it's a mental health issue. What do you think about that?
I think it's a shame. That's what I think, because you got some people that's mentally disturbed for real. And for them to try to hop aboard with the mental thing just because that's a beautiful defense to have, to let you off because you've done something so heinous and you got caught for it, then now all of a sudden you want to parlay your defense to say that you was mentally disturbed is immoral, man. And I think it's despicable for even the attorney who going to represent her and try to act like she's crazy.
Is she crazy? Is she crazy?
She crazy enough to drive that far, yeah, but then you're not crazy enough to fill up your tank of gas and multiple times to get to California from Florida. That means you had some vendetta that's so wicked, that's unimaginable for you to drive that far to settle a difference and shoot up somebody's house. I think they need to throw the book at her. I think she need to get prosecuted from the full extent of the law so that you don't have no copycats, because there's always some stupid person want to follow a jackass like that to do something so stupid to disrupt somebody, man. When you do these drive-by and shoot up somebody's house, what if you'd have shot up the help, had shot a nanny or shot one of the kids or shot some innocent person who don't know anything better than just, I'm over here doing a job for these people and I got killed. So, I think it's wrong, man. I do not have no sympathy for that person. I hope the jurors found her asses guilty for doing something like that. For her to have an illegal assault weapons, you can have those things in Florida, but the drives how many states to get over there, and then have that weapon if I'm not mistaken, is banned in California, and for her to cross all those state lines to get over there and commit such a crime of this sort, I don't see how in the hell she should get off. People like that need to be punished severely, because we supposed to have some dignified laws that protect human beings from stuff like this here. You talking about people who did not, I couldn't see them doing anything to her. She just somehow jealous or something like that. And to settle a difference with deadly consequences, because that could have very well happened to somebody, it need to be addressed, and it need to be addressed harshly. And the court system need to bring her in there and get supreme justice for Rihanna and her family. I mean, that need to happen.
So, according to court documents, and I'm reading here off of a media source, that the woman's name is Ivana Ortiz, is accused of shooting up Rihanna's house earlier this week, at least the front gate. And basically, she sent her husband, her estranged husband, messages about the singer weeks before the shooting. According to, quote, "I need you to renounce Rihanna and confess that I'm better than her. Let it be done. You got to let me know so the door can be closed." That is a troubling email. And this is a copy, screenshot of an email allegedly sent to her estranged husband that he actually shared, of course, because it wouldn't be out if he didn't share it. One thing is for sure, if you want to attach mental health to this, I still find it difficult to understand how someone can plan all of this out, because this was planned and organized for someone to get in a car, drive. This person had 5 days, because most of the time it takes up to 40 hours to reach California from Florida. It's about a 2,400-mile ride plus and some change. This person could have changed their mind a million times and turned around and went back once she came to her senses, if she had any sense. So what I'm getting at here is, I don't buy the mental health or the insanity plea, because that's more than likely what her defense attorney is going to try to use in court here in California. Her bail has been set at $1 million and some change. And basically what the DA is saying in Los Angeles is, you're not going to post that bail and go home. You're not getting out of here. You're going to face this trial, and you're going to spend the rest of your natural born life in prison in the state of California. Do you see any issue with insanity plea?
No, I don't, because that email alone showing that is a rival type of thing. She's jealous. She want to be better than. She's going through some crisis with an ex, and she need validation from him. All of this stuff right here is a cuckoo way of thinking, but the process of driving over there to commit a crime like that, you had to be in your total right mind to do something like that. I mean, total right mind to do that. That means you had to orchestrate so many things to go right for her. And a crazy person not gonna get all of that right. That means you had to find out where she lived, get in the car, get your firearm, pack that stuff up, drive over there, have enough money to drive over there and commit this crime. That's a crazy person is not doing all of that. A crazy person is not going to have all those things put together simultaneously to drive from Florida in all those numerous hours to get there. The bathroom breaks, the stoppage, the gas, the food, the eating, all of that stuff to reach that far. It just don't add up as an insanity plea. It don't. So that's why she need to get prosecuted. If she sit every day or the rest of her life in prison right now, I wouldn't feel bad for her, because you could have had a loss of life for a piss contest, because that's what she had, a piss contest, trying to figure out whether she's better. If she wanted to find out whether she was better than Rihanna, all she had to do was check her fucking bank account. That'll tell you the whole 9 yards. So that's what she needed to do, instead of driving over there and trying to kill somebody. That's crazy.
So,
But
according to
that's-
District Attorney Nathan J. Hockman, announces the charges against alleged Rihanna home shooter, Ivana Los Ortiz. She is now facing 1 count of attempted murder, 10 felony counts of assault with the semi-automatic firearm, and 3 felony counts of shooting at an inhabited dwelling or camper. She could face life in prison. And I totally agree with that. This warrants a life in prison, and it looks as though at least the latest information is she has a district attorney. She has a public defender district attorney here in California. Now, there could be a case where she might change attorneys. However, the strategy of a defensive attorney is to render her as insane to do all of this. And we've already mentioned earlier that we don't think she's insane. I think it was cold and calculated. And as far as an airplane is concerned, or if you're coming across country and then having an assault weapon, it was in the trunk of the car. You don't get an assault weapon and carry it onto an airplane and fly 2,000 miles across country and be able to get into a car and go to this person's home and shoot up the front gate. It just doesn't work like that.
She's got it better than some law enforcement. You know how many times law enforcement went to the wrong house when they bombarded somebody with a warrant and went to the wrong house? She got the right house and everything. So that goes to show you the lady got a right mind. She's in her right mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's unacceptable, and it's no excuse other than the fact that she's going to have to be accountable for her behavior and her actions. And according to this report, she's 35 years old. If she catches a life in prison here in California, you're looking at 25 years. So you add 25 years on to 35.
Well, by that time, she probably sat there long enough to kind of come to some grip that she's was just doing something so heinous it required that type of time to sit on there and find out, wow, this is what I did. It was that severe. Yeah, it was just that severe where you could have taken somebody's life over a piss contest with a degree of jealousy. So, yeah, I don't feel sorry for her, man. We express how delicate life is all the time on our show and how important it is to love on your friends, your family, and the people that's close to you. And then for her to try to take that away from somebody, because you talking about this young family has brand new children running around that house. When you living in a mansion, when you that wealthy, when you that blessed where you can acquire that type of lifestyle, you don't just be at home alone. You have help, whether there's a gardener cleaning out the yard, where somebody helping you out with the children, whether you have a cook over there, a chef over there providing a meal for you. We're talking about all these different people that enter these people's residence and you shooting up the place. That goes to show you how careless she was. And all of this thing need to come into the forefront when they get ready to prosecute this person, because you could have taken an innocent person's life. All of them are innocent, but because it wasn't like a person had a fight with you or they had some disagreement, this is something that she had going on within her own self. And there's no way I could sympathize with her. No way. I can't.
I don't sympathize with her at all, period. There is no sympathy when you commit an act of violence or violence against a person or persons, especially when there's children around. There was children around. There was children inside that house. Those kids could have easily been out in the yard playing, and a round comes through a front gate. And it could have been really a big time tragedy. Could have been really a sad tragedy. And that's where the punishment part of it comes in at. There is no getting off the hook with this. I've been in several blogs, and they had the bail initially set at $10 million and they lowered it to $1.8 million. Either way, she's not going to be able to post bail unless someone donates the money to her. I see. And even so, she posts bail, she's not going to be able to leave California between now and the trial, correct?
Yeah, I don't think she even should have a bond, given no opportunity to try to flee anywhere. People like that need to sit around in jail until their trial come and let her be judged by a jury of her peers. And I think just the mere fact to see the gun laws in California, she will be convicted. Because that sanity plea is something where you're going to use it because you think is a more powerful thing for you to have as a defense. But when you really sit down and look at all the evidence, how could you use that and it be successful with the things that you had to calculate to make a move like that? a drive from Florida. I mean, the stops that you made, the gathering of the weapons, all of that stuff right there don't constitute a crazy person. That constitute a sane person. You're totally sane to be able to do all of this. And that's way that sanity plea falters. When you can gather all of these things that had to come into play with a map, the digging to find out where this person lived. You know how many celebrities that uh, have homes in corporation names or it's in somebody else's name or it's not registered.
It's not supposed to be listed technically for a lot of people.
And that's what I'm saying. And for her to come to the right house, that means something. That means she did her damn homework. And a nutcase is not getting all of that thing to line up for them to come over there. So goes back to what I've said earlier. Prosecute this woman, put her in jail for a long, long, long time where she can sit back and think how she ruined her life trying to ruin somebody else's.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll keep a close eye on this case, and we will definitely bring you up to speed if anything changes. Moving on to the second topic is Michael B. Jordan, actor Michael B. Jordan. The brother is hot. The brother won an Oscar. The brother is on his way into the stratosphere. What's your take on that? And then after the Oscars, he went to In-N-Out Burger to have a combo for his winnings, or should I say, as a celebration. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's nice. You know, the guy is grounded. He's a guy who went to the highest plateau. He met the highest plateau, got an Oscar. Those things don't happen overnight. You see, they so far few in between with actors of color. And for him to get one is remarkable. I mean, the guy is so grounded, so approachable. I've seen people who interact with this young man, and Michael B. Jordan has had a great career, man. He's a student of the game, so to speak, because you just listen to who he idolized as an actor, people that he looked up to, and he just sharpened his craft, and he got it now. Can't take it away from him. And to show up to the In-N-Out Burger when he could have went to any 5-star upscale restaurant and spent $1,000, what did he do? He go to the neighborhood In-N-Out Burger where he got normal, hard-working people busting their rear end in the middle of the night, flipping burgers, flipping fries, bringing some good fast food to the clients that come in there and eat. That right there shows you a person who grew up, had a good background, childhood, raised right. And I love it. I love the story. I love seeing it the very next day when they posted the show. He did that. It just gives people who inspire to be an actor or no matter what your occupation is to show you that, yeah, man, you could do it. Just persevere. It's going to come. Work hard. It's going to come. Be relentless. It's going to come. Put the effort in there. It's going to come. Lose sleep over it because it'll come. All of these things that you see people acquire, get it in your head that it's not easy. It don't come overnight. It takes that day in, day out, take years to reach those things. But if you want to get there, that's what it entails. It entails large, long bodies of work and times when you don't feel like it, you got to do it anyway. Times when you feel crappy, you might be a little ill, down, or tired. You got to do it anyway. And when you do it anyway, positive come out of it. Positive things happen out of it. And you can reach these heights, just like Michael B. Jordan. And more power to you, Michael. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. He took his Oscars trophy inside of In-N-Out Burger, and he had a nice cheeseburger to celebrate that big time win. And we are looking forward to more Oscars because he's a special brother. We really respect his talents and his ability to be able to move an audience the way he does. Now, my most notable memory of Michael B. Jordan is a movie, Fruitvale Station, which was the story of Oscar Grant, which was killed at Fruitvale Station by a Bay Area Rapid Transit Authority police officer after New Year's. And He played that role really, really well. It was part of the 2013 Sundance Film Festival, and it won a grand jury prize and an audience award for U.S. Most Dramatic Film. And he did a great job on all of the other movies that he has participated in, for sure. So we'll be looking forward to covering Michael B. Jordan. And last but not least, before we close this show, you're currently listening to WDCS Live, DC Stewart Show podcast, along with my kinfolk Isaiah, and I'm Derek Stewart, your host. One last thing is, what is the deal with Justin Bieber and Usher?
Well, the two guys who just have differences that men should sit down and iron out, because I sometimes it's a publicity stunt, because Justin has been off the map for a little while. Now he's back trying to do something. So these guys got followers. Both of them have huge followers. And to have these guys at odds, their name is out there in social media, getting their people back on course, ones who just stop paying attention to them because they don't have anything happening, don't be watching again. You know, Justin Bieber and Usher are both seasoned entertainers, because that's what they are. They seasoned entertainer, artists / whatever. Both of them had huge careers. Usher is a mega superstar. Justin Bieber branched out to a solo artist from being in a group with NSYNC. And it's just guys find their way of finding a moment where they can like wiggle their way back into the limelight, and this will do it. Anytime you have controversy and you're at odds with somebody that's popular as well, it grows to this thing where people paying attention again to you. And it could be that, or it could be a legitimate gripe against each other, because, you know, when men disagree, they sometimes act like women and gotta show everybody got differences of opinion with people and express their way, where folks gotta be involved with it. And it happens like this, but I just think it's gonna wind up being nothing. Just guys just bickering right now. And that's it.
Oh, according to this, Usher served as Justin Bieber's mentor early on in his career and somewhat helped him in a lot of cases and ways to navigate fame and to navigate getting more into his craft and his art.
He helped mold it.
And he helped mold it. But according to an alleged heated exchange right after the Oscars took place on March 15th, as usual, Beyonce and Jay-Z hosted their annual Gold Party afterwards, where attendees like Oscar winners Michael B. Jordan, director Ryan Coogler, as well as other famous faces like Tiana Taylor, Jermaine Dupri, Taylor Swift made appearances. It looks like they did not have a friendly exchange. They did not have a good friendly exchange. If there's a difference there, I would think they should have settled that someplace else instead of there. That's just my take on it. I mean, if you're at a party and everybody's there to celebrate and have a good time, that is not a place to express your differences. I don't see it that way. If this is a person you don't want to deal with or whatever the case may be, you figure out a way to get around any kind of conflict, whether it's verbal conflict or whether it's physical conflict. This seemed to be more verbal than anything else. However, it wasn't friendly. So if it wasn't friendly, you try to avoid it at all costs if you can. I think it's unfortunate for both artists to have been involved in something like this. However, people go their different ways, and what's going to happen, more than likely, if it's fate, it's going to happen. So that's how I kind of look at that. And hopefully in the near future, people will grow up and become more mature in environments like this. And keeping it real is one thing, but you want to keep it professional. There's a difference between keeping it professional and keeping it real, the way I see it. So that should wrap this show right now for the DC Stewart Show, WDCS Live. This was breaking news today, and we covered some really hard topics. So one thing is for sure, make sure that you take care of yourself and you take care of everyone around you, and make sure you help someone. If someone is in need, because a lot of people are going through a lot of different things, try to reach out and help them. They might not even ask you for help, but at least try to help them. So In the meantime, we'll close the show, but we'll never close our hearts to you, our listener, and we'll be back again on this show very soon with more entertainment topics where culture meets life. And we'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. This is DC Stewart Show, WDCS Live. Take it easy.
Another episode